Hi, I'm Jeff Mowatt, here with a customer service excuse that bruises your brand and costs you customers. And in this case, I'm going to talk about your company policies that may be hurting you rather than helping you. I'm Jeff Mowatt. For over 30 years, I've been working with companies on enhancing their customer service culture. And one of the areas that I find impacts culture has to do with company policies that get in the way. And in terms of thinking about this, imagine that you are a regular customer at a business. Let's say a convenience store. And I use that example because decades ago, when I was young and single and starting out in my professional speaking career, I lived in a condo right across from a convenience store. I used that convenience store like a pantry. I was there several times a week. It was handy for me. It was great. So this one time I got back from a speaking event and I was exhausted at the end of the day of travel. And so I'm just phoning to get a pizza. Now, at the time, pizza delivery folks, that they didn't have credit card processors, so I know I got to pay cash. Problem is, I've only got literally $100 bills. That's because it was a big trip that I was taking. So I know the pizza guy likely isn't going to have change. So I whip across to the convenience store, buy a few things, and then pay with a $100 bill. At which point, that employee who knows me well, I've been there dozens of times, says, yeah, sorry, we can't take $100 bills. It's against policy. And that's where we start losing customers. Now, I know there are lots of policies that, of course, are there for a reason. However, my encouragement and reminder for all business owners and managers is, heavens, don't let lawyers set your customer service policies. We need to use common sense practices that make sense for customers. So in this case, he knows me. He knows I'm there regularly. Frankly, he knows where I live. So for him not to have given me that change when I know that they make over $100 worth of change every 20 minutes, hurt that relationship. I'm sitting there being left out and I'm going, why am I spending my money over here when they don't appreciate it? Kind of left me in a lurch. So my encouragement to you is, yes, of course, there's going to be policies, but instead think of them in terms of guidelines. Make sure that your employees understand why those policies are there and are able to explain to customers why they're there so that it makes sense to customers as well. And perhaps more importantly, empower your employees to be able to make changes to those guidelines when it makes sense for the unique circumstances that that employee is dealing with in terms of that customer. Bottom line is this: most policies should be about how we can say yes to customers as opposed to how we can say no. Give customers the benefit of the doubt. Yes, sure, there are going to be some customers who take advantage, but don't let the 2% of dishonest customers ruin it for the 98% of loyal customers who you want to keep coming back. Well, I hope you found that to be helpful. And if you like this video, I think you're going to love my tips. You'll find them for free at jeffsbusinesstips.com. See you next time.